this is the BBC School Report. I'm here with my co-host, Jess, Ellie. Our top story today is, do you really know social media?
There are many positive and negatives to do with social media. The majority of users on social media are teenagers who use the popular networking sites such as Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter and Instagram. Kids aren't aware of the power social media can have an effect on other people. We went to Peebles High School to carry out surveys and interviews.
People are always on social media. The popular sites like Facebook have 1.55 billion users, Instagram has 300 million users, Twitter has 307 million users, and Snapchat has 16.5 million users. Now over to Jess, who's with two third-year students from Peebles High School.
Today we have Tom and Oliver, pupils from Peebles High School, who are here to answer some questions. Do you use social media?
I do, but I don't use it too often.
I do more often.
Tom, why have you chosen not to use it that often?
I feel that I'm always kind of in contact with my friends, so I don't need the social media to stay in contact all the time.
Even though social media has many positive factors, it can also make people feel insecure and helpless when people resort to bullying them online. The negative side of using social media, or cyberbullying, can affect mental health.
A recent story showed a 17-year-old boy who committed suicide after being blackmailed by men who had tricked him into making a video. They blackmailed him to transfer money into an account. He then took his own life. We're with Mrs. Cruikshank, the teacher here at Peebles High School. We're going to ask her some questions about social media in the school. What are the rules about social media in the school?
Social media in the school is, we don't actually have any rules as such, but we don't allow pupils to have their phones out in class, or they are allowed to take them.
Okay. How much do you think social media impacts the students?
A huge amount of impact on the students. I think there is a big expectation that social media puts on students to do almost anything, and I think they try and live up to that, so it's quite a difficult situation for us to manage.
Do you find there are more cases of cyberbullying than physical bullying, and why?
I think probably over the piece there's been more and more cases of cyberbullying. Why that is because people have more access to it and people are really influenced by what they can see on social media. So I think overall it's really increased.
What do you do to try and lower the cases of cyberbullying?
We try and listen, we try and educate them, we give them as much information as we possibly can. We get outside speakers to come in and talk to them, because sometimes that makes a huge difference to have somebody who's really dealing with it and hear it from their side.
Social media has positive sides and can change people's lives for the better. It can reunite families, find love for people and make people famous for their achievements and talents. People also use social media to show off their personality.
We're here with Mrs. Robertson today, who is a parent of kids at Peebles High School. We're going to ask her questions about how social media affects her kids. How many kids do you have at Peebles High School?
I have two children. I have a boy in S4 and a girl in S1.
Do your kids use social media?
They do.
Upset from social media?
Not that I am aware of. I think that my daughter at primary school was possibly had been upset once or twice, but that is it.
And are you worried that they use it?
I think it's a constant worry for parents. I think that parents should be worried, but I think that I am quite kind of aware of kind of what's going on. I would like to be able to see more of what they're doing, but also I kind of have to respect the privacy a wee bit as well.
Yeah.
And as long as they are appearing happy, then I have to go with that.
We carried out a survey at Peebles High School and asked them questions about social media. The most popular site was Facebook. The average time they spent on social media was 3 hours per day. 78% of the pupils had seen cyberbullying online, and 1% of them didn't use social media.
Overall, we found that social media impacts billions of lives. You can cause many problems but also create life-changing moments. People use social media in different ways, which are not always good, and everyone should be aware of who they are talking to on social media. Social media has made our society who we are today. I'm Abby, and thank you for watching our BBC School Report.